Yeah, happy 4th of July, episode 136. The bombs have been going off around here. Oh, before I forget, Go-Go Riot at the Bourbon Room July 7th with punk rock karaoke. It's going to be a party. That's basically a party. We're all just getting together, playing some rock and roll, and having some drinks. So you guys are welcome to come. I believe it's like $15 at the door, something like that. But it's going to be a party. We'll be boozing. And you know how we do. Booze on stage, booze off the stage. You know how it goes. Little Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey. But happy 4th, everybody. I am the epitome of America. Right? See, what people get confused is I love my country. I'm afraid of my government. I'm definitely afraid of this government. I guess you're afraid of all governments because I do enjoy freedom that we have here in America, right? Now, freedom only comes if you make enough money. Let's be honest. Because let's say you buy a home. Do you really own the home? If you don't pay your property tax, they take it from you. If you don't pay your taxes, they put you in jail. That's a freedom that you're paying for. So we're paying for a freedom. Freedom, I guess, to be left alone. I guess that's what it is. That can sound a little cynical, but it makes sense, right? Your car. We buy cars, but is it really yours? You're paying registration. You have to have insurance. You have to have a certain type of insurance with a certain type of car. You have to get things smogged. Everything has to be up to code. Now, I guess I get it. I get why sometimes. But so you don't pay registration. They can impound your car. Even if your car's paid off, you still have to pay registration. It's kind of wild, right? See, I have an RV, a 30-foot Jayco Red Hawk RV that's pretty sick. I like it. Now, the registration is astronomical. It is an incredible amount of money that you have to pay for registration. And if not, they can tow your big fucking apartment on wheels. Because that's what that is. It's a square box apartment on wheels that had slides that come out that give you look, my RV is bigger than my first apartment. My first apartment that I got in Hollywood, it was called the Wilcox apartment. And I was paying $1,750 plus utilities. So it comes up to like $1,900 as a young man. $1,900, and I shared it with my girlfriend at the time, and the place was tiny. It was a studio apartment, but they called it a 1-bedroom because it had a partition, and it was supposed to be in this fancy building. And when I went to check it out, it was a party. People partying. It was a great pool party. So I put down the deposit. We're ready to go in a few months. When I show up, everybody, all the management that I signed up with over there was fired. It's no longer a party. The place is like a ghost town. It's fucked up. Not to mention, they're constantly busting your balls about having a pool pass. And if I forget my pool pass from my apartment that you can see my apartment from the window at the Wilcox, it was called at the time, they say you have to get out. And I go, well, no, you see me here every day, you fucking idiots. You see me here every day. They go, well, you have to go get your pass. I got to go back out to my apartment. You see me here, you dumb idiot. The security guards were really retarded. And when I say retarded, I really think they were actually retarded. The main security guy was like this 6'4" goofy Hispanic guy that barely can talk. And I'm not saying English. I'm saying talk. He was a mushmouth. He was a definite mushmouth. He was retarded. And man, he fucking drove me insane. He was even so ridiculous where he towed my own car out of my parking spot. So you have assigned parking spaces in the parking lot there. And my car was in the shop. Okay. So I parked my car. I'm sorry. I parked my girlfriend's car that I was driving in my spot, and it got towed because it didn't match the thing. They see this car here every day. It's still my fucking car. It's still my spot. Holy shit, guys. How about a warning, something? Oh my God. Or give me a call. Be like, hey, there's a car in your spot. They just start towing. They really were ridiculous. And then I would pay rent on time. I was never late. I'd pay rent on time, and I'd still get your late notice on my door. And I'd take the notice down, and I'd throw it on their desk, and I go, what are you doing? I've paid. And they go, oh, I'm sorry. I go, yeah, but you're putting this fucking like eviction notice on my door every month almost. And I'm paying on time. And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing that everyone else sees this. And they go, oh, I'm sorry. It's just a mistake. It's a computer mistake because they didn't enter it in the computer. Holy shit, guys. Like, that was the worst place ever, was the Wilcox in Hollywood. And it's supposed to be this fancy apartment, that they charge a lot of money for. It's garbage. There's so much of that. There's so much bullshit apartments that, especially, say, Hollywood, any of these kind of big cities, Hollywood, even here in Orange County, you got these apartments that you're just paying through the nose. And it's cool. You're on the beach, let's say like Laguna, right? I love Laguna. Laguna's nice. But let's say you're in Laguna and you want this place on the beach. Now you're paying $2,300 for a one bedroom. Okay, it's cool. Fine, you're on the beach. But most of you and most of them work all day long. They really don't get most of the day to enjoy that apartment. It's really more of a, like, if you're just not enjoying the apartment, you're not enjoying being on the beach because you're always at work. You come home, I mean, you got to pay for that shit. Most people, that's why, I think I was just talking to some dude at the bar in Laguna when I was walking my dogs, and because Laguna is very close to my studio. So, and sometimes I take my dogs to my studio, so I decided to walk them in Laguna. Anyways, I'm talking to some guy, and he was asking me where all the hot spots were. He wanted to go out and party, and I go, this place across the street stays open late, but most places close in Laguna. And he's like, really? Why do they close? I go, because everybody here has got to go to work. Everyone's got to work. This place is so expensive. There's no time to dilly-dally. There's no time to screw around. These people got to work. They got bills to pay. They got kids in private schools. They got sports for their kids they got to pay. It's a lot of money. There's no time to just mill around. And Hollywood is so expensive, but it's where people go to find jobs, get discovered, whatever. I hate saying that. Get discovered. Ooh, I'm going to go get discovered. But to find jobs. And I must admit, Hollywood's been pretty good to me over the years. I was always able to find a job, as to where a lot of, when I was growing up in Lakewood and Long Beach, and I was having a hard time finding jobs. You know what I mean? No one wanted to hire me. So, but Hollywood, there's always a job around the corner if you're willing to hustle, for sure. But, of course, there's just so many people in Hollywood milling around, doing nothing. How you guys afford it, I have no idea. I don't know. But yeah, you're just milling around. You don't do anything. And especially if we're talking entertainment. Okay, we're talking some of my businesses that I've been in here. All the people that I see complaining that you can't get a job, well, I see what you do all day. You're not trying to hone your skills. You're not contacting anybody. You're not going out for jobs. You're just sitting there thinking people are going to offer you a job because you're good looking or because you played on stage once, or you paid, you did a pay to play at the Whiskey, and then all of a sudden you felt someone was supposed to offer you a job. Doesn't work like that. I mean, has it ever worked like that? I don't know. Not for me. Any job I've ever gotten, man, I got to work so goddamn hard to get that job. Nobody offers me a job. Nobody. And I want them to. Offer me a job. God damn it. I'll work. I want to work. I love working. Let's do it. That's why I have to run my own business, because no one else will hire me. But, Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like if I get say an acting job, I got to do like 8 auditions before they want to hire me. Rather than just being like, "Oh, I'll take that." Yeah, you got it. I got to do a callback. You got to do, I do the initial audition. Kill that, right? And then I get a callback. Go in and kill that. Then you get a third callback. I've done that before. And I've lost the third before, and it kills me. Kills me. But then I get it sometimes, right? So fuck it. Now I'm getting all irritated. Offer me a goddamn job. Let's go. Shit, man. I mean, but I see a lot of you guys complaining online, on Facebook. A lot of complaining on Facebook. A lot of complaining. Instead of going and getting the job. Anytime I don't get the job, I go, well, I wasn't good enough. I guess there's people always have an excuse why they didn't get the job, but I mean, and maybe it's a better way to live, because what's not good for me is I'm living in straight up reality. So when I don't get a job, I go, well, you sucked. That's why you didn't get the job, because you weren't good enough, motherfucker. So step it up. Which it kind of almost has a reverse effect. It's like, step it up. I go, all right, well, now I'm irritated, so I'm going to go and get hammered at the bar. Fuck it. Which sounds awesome because it is 4th of July. And sorry I'm being so goddamn negative. Jesus. Am I being negative? I don't know. Because for 4th of July, I mean, it's definitely bombs bursting in air over here. I mean, Hispanics love their fireworks, man. Woo! My studio's in Santa Ana. Hispanics love the fireworks. What's funny is that there's so many signs that say fireworks are illegal, but illegal to let off in the neighborhoods or whatever. But there's a fireworks stand on every corner. So it's funny. It's like, I guess it's the same thing, right? Like you can buy bullets, but it's illegal to fire them in the street. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Although people are definitely firing bullets during 4th of July. And look, guys, the bullet has to come down. The slug itself has to come down. It's got to hit something. It ends up hitting something, whatever that is. Just know that. It's the dumbest thing. There was a story, and I believe it was on the news many, many years ago. Because if I saw it on the news, that means it was a long time ago, because I don't watch the news. But they're sitting at a dinner table. This family's sitting at a dinner table, and I think the head of the table, the man of the house, I think, just dropped dead. And what happened was a bullet came through the roof, went right through the top of his head, just boom, a slug just went wham, and that was from somebody fired a shot up in the air, and it had to come down. Now, is it fun to fire guns up in the air? Hell yeah, it is. Is it fun to fire guns? Yep. I'm an American. Love guns. You have to, right? I mean, it's always odd when people say they don't like guns. It's like, well, I get why you don't. I get it. Because you're a peaceful individual. Because guns can kill people. But maybe I grew up in the 90s where it's better to have a gun than not. And I think a lot of people where they say guns should be illegal, we should take the guns from everybody. Well, and you've heard me say this before, well, then the criminals are just going to have the guns that aren't registered. That's just how it goes. But you ever heard don't bring a knife to a gunfight? People do rob you with guns. People do break and entering, come into your home and try to rob you. They do crazy shit. And if you got kids, don't you want to be able to protect your kids? I mean, that boggles my mind. But again, if you're like, I don't want guns in the home, I understand, because you it makes you feel nervous, but because you've never handled a gun before. But and also you live in probably a nice gated community. You live in a community where there are no options for, people are not going to break into your home unless it's Charles Manson and they're going up into the rich areas. But it is possible, guys. I mean, if you got kids, you got things you need to protect. Why not? Why not have a little pistola in your house? Why not? I mean, guns are awesome. Blow shit up with it. People are going to have guns. There's nothing you can do about it. People make guns. People make bullets, bow and arrows, hatchets, axes, hammers. There's more deaths with hammers, believe it or not. So I don't know. But, like I said, America, guns. I like girls. That's right. Men still like girls in this world. We still like the shape of a female body. That is real. There's nothing you can do about it. Although, my conspiracy tells me there's constant medication to make sure that men don't have those feelings anymore. That takes out testosterone. From James Cameron, I guess, sent a tweet, if that's a real tweet, but said men should have testosterone removed from their body to prevent toxic masculinity. He can't really believe that. He's a smart man. James Cameron, you must be smart to make these kind of movies. You can't really believe that, James Cameron. You can't believe it. All right? Crazy. It's crazy, guys. It's stupid. But, like I said, dun, 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 America's, you gotta love America. You have to. You just have to. Now, your situation in America can suck, for sure. But, man, if you've ever traveled abroad, if you've ever traveled even to other states, let's say not even outside America. Let's say inside. If you've ever traveled through states, I've been through almost every state in America here. Almost. And California, there's a reason why California is so expensive. Now, it's getting overly liberal, yes. That causes problems for sure. But still, I mean, you start to forget the weather here is incredible. And that makes a big deal. We're in Southern California here. It's by the beaches. It's still tolerable heat. But if you just go into, if you go into Arizona, right, 115, you can't manage that. Now your body starts to get used to it for sure, but you can't manage that. You got bulldogs, small snouts. My dogs can't handle that. We're not going to Arizona. We looked at it. Let's be honest. We looked at Arizona, Texas, Nashville. We all looked at it during the pandemic. I don't even want to call it a pandemic anymore. Was it really a pandemic, or was this, whatever. Point is, I don't want to call it that anymore. We almost left. Now, I'm still losing friends to politics. Not because I don't believe in their politics. I don't give a rat's ass what your politics are. I don't care. We'll still be boys. We don't have to agree on everything. We don't have to agree on religion, politics, anything. We don't have to agree on fucking anything. We're supposed to argue. That's what makes us friends. It's good. Arguing's good. There's nothing wrong with a friendly argument. But I guess it depends, But usually, you leave religion out of it, leave politics out of it, and then you're good. At the dinner table, leave it out. Leave it out. If you're the kids, let your parents have their politics. Their day was different than ours. And so on and so forth. Your kids, those of you that are my age and you have kids, they're going to have different politics than you because they have whatever they're being taught and what they see and then what you see. It's all relative. It's all relative. When you're like an uber liberal, you've had it pretty easy in life. Generally. I'm just saying. Generally, you've had it pretty easy in life if you're like a crazy liberal because you don't really see what really happens in life. Now, there's nothing wrong with being liberal, nothing wrong with being on the right or the left. Just be open-minded. You gotta roll with the punches. You gotta roll with what life gives you. But when you're given some bullshit and you're kind of just following a narrative, like the narrative, like you can, like there's more than like 5 genders or something. Come on, guys, that's crazy. And then we're just talking about aliens, right? Then we're just talking about aliens, which, I don't care how many genders there are. There's one gender I like, and that's the female gender, right? Let's go. The biological female gender. I love the female gender form. We love it. I think we got to bring that back. We love women in general. We love pretty women. All shapes and sizes and colors. We love them. They're the best. We love them. Okay? We love strong men, right? Right? America. We love strong men. Without strong men, we don't have buildings. We don't have things built. We don't have firefighters. Okay? We need firefighters. And of course, I love firefighters, and look, as I say this LGBTQ thing, virtual reality thing comes on TV, where it's a metaverse for LGBTQ plus. I'm reading it right now, plus, and it's your world, and it has the weirdest looking folks on the screen. And when I say weird, I'm not saying mohawks, cool, whatever. I don't care the color of your hair. Their bodies are fucked up. The lesbian lady, her knees are touching, but yet her ankles are spread out. Their bodies are fucked up. These are the people that they're trying to advertise to. It's not good. Everybody in there is way out of shape. Now, look, I'm out of shape too. I'm not talking shit. What I'm saying is they're obese. Everybody there is obese, is what I'm saying. Their bodies aren't working correctly. That's all I'm saying. So that's what they're advertising to. So my conspiracy theory continues. It continues. Conspiracy theory. But, man, at the beginning of this podcast, I did not want to get negative, but I guess, that's where my brain's going. You know what I mean? Probably because I'm about to start work, and I'm irritated, and I just want to have a drink. I think that's how that's going. Plus, there's of course drama happening in life. There's drama. Things are not working correctly. But it'll be handled. That's part of life. If you guys are familiar with Jocko Willink, he's a Navy SEAL, ex-Navy SEAL that has a podcast, very popular podcast, and he was actually in an episode of Mayans with me. Now, we didn't meet, but he was in the same episode. Anyways, he kind of has this little mantra where it's like, oh, this shit went wrong, good. Oh, this went wrong, good. Because it gives you a opportunity to fix something. Now, of course you want things to go right, but I think that's a good mindset. And this is the way I'm looking at it too, because I'm having an issue here with a /personal/business situation. But what it is doing, if we're going to go, okay, good, this is an opportunity for me to fix something. What it is doing, I guess I can't go into detail of everything, but what it is doing is bringing a lot of me and my friends and family very close together because of this, because we're all supporting each other, and it's kind of bringing us back together. We haven't some of my friends we haven't spoken in a long time, and I was contacted and said, Ian, I heard you're having this issue. How can I help? Well, I love that. And I'm going to do more of that also, which I try to pride myself in being a close friend that said, how can I help? If you got an issue, how can I help? Now, if I can't help, you can't help, but how can I help? And I got a lot of that throughout this last few months. Ian, how can I help? And I said, actually, there is something you can do. Actually, there is. And it's been going better now. I guess everything's too vague, but I hope you guys can relate to when something kind of bad happens within your community, something bad happens within your family unit, your circle. People can either cut and run when you're down, or they can band together and help each other out. And that's what I found throughout this last few months here, where I've been having a little issue. Things have not been going very smoothly for me recently. Now, I don't have a bad life. I'm not complaining. Saying things are just not going smooth, you know. And but the family circle, we're banding together as a family unit to succeed, and I think that's important. I think that's important all across the board, man. You know how people say we need unity in the world. That'll never happen, guys. There will always be tribes. There will always be somebody to fight. There will always be somebody to disagree, somebody to try to take over your space, someone to try to conquer. There will always be that. But if you have a tight family unit, I do believe that is where prosperity lies. I do believe that is where art lies. I do believe that is where happiness lies. Because I'm never been happier than when I'm just at the bar with family and friends, or at a house kicking back barbecuing. I could play a giant fucking arena. It's a great high. I love doing it. I love playing rock and roll. But if I'm not playing that rock and roll with people on stage that I enjoy, well, and people that I feel very tight with, well, it's not worth it, because I've done it. I've played giant clubs and theaters and arenas with musicians that I don't give a rat's ass about, and I can't wait to get the hell out of there. You know? You have to have a unit. Yet when you look across the stage, you look across the room, and you don't respect the man next to you or woman next to you, that's a problem. Where you have to work together, but you do not respect the person that you're doing this thing with, that is a problem. And I've definitely done that in work. I've done that with art. I've done that with everything, where you just push through with somebody who you really even dislike. And for me, I think that's probably why I'm not as successful as I should be, is because, for one, I don't keep my mouth shut. Usually if I don't like somebody, you're going to know it. Usually. You'll probably end up finding that out very quickly. Now, if I do like you, well, that should be pretty easy to read, because I throw a lot of hugs your way. I'm a huggy individual, especially if I've had a few Tullamore dues. You better believe it. Why not? Why not? Hugs are good. They try to take that away with this bullshit. They try to take away handshakes. I'm not doing it. I don't mind a fist bump. You're good with that. But don't take my handshake away. You can tell a lot about a man by their handshake. You know? Merica. You have to say Merica with an M. Merica. But anyways, guys, I think I'm going to get out of here. That was a good rant for me. I feel better. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Dun, 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 dun. Don't shit on America. America's awesome. It's the government we're afraid of. You know that. Cheers, you guys.